Hey guys, has this lockdown made you lose track of your fitness goals? Are you starting your resolution for 2021 and you want to lose weight but need some help? Introducing my affordable workout plans for men and women. With packages starting at $5, this offer can't be beat. Go to radicallatino.com to find out more. Hey guys, do you have a product you want more eyes on? Advertise with the Radical Latino Show, where over 10K podcast downloads and the number 25 spot on the 55 All Latin podcast list. You'll want your product heard on everyone's phones and cars. Go to radicallatino.com/contacts and start advertising today.
Playing the Radical Latino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the air for New York's very own.
Radical
Latino is taking you to another level.
I think there's more radicals than civil. Radical Latino, you're buffing it. The radical point of views, I think his views are actually more dangerous.
Boy Radical, aka number 17 on All Latin Podcast, aka number 24 on All Bronx Podcast and YouTube influencer list. Mr. Unsuable for 65 weeks running, and also the number one person. You can't spell radical without adding rad in it. You heard? What up, what's going on, my people? I hope everybody is having a great time. I hope everybody had a great holiday season, holiday time, with Thanksgiving and all that other stuff. I hope everybody actually celebrated and felt your heart off with joy. You know what I'm saying? I hope everything became, is better with y'all. I personally don't celebrate Thanksgiving. That's fun. Yeah, I heard the episode. It is what it is. But remember, before we start this whole thing, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube, channel, and also to the podcast. Subscribe. Share it to a bunch of people and all that other stuff. This podcast is also available in Spotify, iTunes, Google, iHeart, Stitcher, and everywhere your podcast heart desires. And also, this episode is sponsored by RadFit Pro. Get your Cleopatra, get your Ogun at radfitpro.com and use promo code RADICAL for 10% off. RadFit Pro is a startup CBD company, and their biggest seller right now is Cleopatra. That's their biggest seller at the moment. The thing is, with CBD, you guys have to play around with your dosage. One dosage is gonna be good for y'all. Somebody else, maybe 2 or 3, or maybe even half. So you gotta really play around, but definitely go get your CBD today. You know what I'm saying? They reached out ever since I started promoting it. A lot of people been buying it. I guess y'all guys are really into it. So shout out to y'all. Now, a couple of other updates. Live streams every Saturday night, as I always do. 10 o'clock, 10:30. Guys want to catch me on live? Definitely go check me out on YouTube. I multi-stream, so I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, Twitch. Now I'm going to start doing it on Twitter and also Instagram. So next stream, that's where I'm going to be at. I'm going to be literally everywhere. I'm going to be all over the place. I'm going to be on Instagram and all that other stuff. So definitely go. Follow me there and check me out. You know what I'm saying? Also, every time I upload or finish a live stream, gotta wait a couple of hours, because that live stream that I just finished is definitely going to go on the podcast side of things. The reason why you guys got to wait a couple of hours is because, one, I got to download, usually these podcasts are live streams are usually 2 hours long or whatever. So it takes a while to download. The thing is also, I like to edit it. So instead of, I'll make people wait 10 minutes and all that. For the podcast listener, nobody wants to hear that, so I just cut it off and then have my intro go on. So this Saturday, we spoke about the Ahmaud Arbery case, and I gave my point of views and stuff like that. So should we celebrate? Should we not? That was the whole thing on that. So definitely go check it out. Give me your opinions also. So now what we're going to do is read comments on episode 164, which is titled, Having Spanish Blood Doesn't Make You Spanish. I'm telling y'all, so far, this is like, I'm not gonna say the most controversial, but it's one of those ones up there. I've gotten so many comments, I've gotten so many DMs talking about screw you, and a lot of positive ones talking about, yeah, this is exactly what I've been talking about, this is exactly how I've been feeling, and all this other stuff, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, definitely go check it out. But I'm gonna be reading comments from 164. This is episode 165. So if you guys want your comments read, go down below to the comment section and write your comments. I will definitely read it for next week. So I'm going to start off with King. King says, having some Spanish ancestry makes you mix with Spanish, not Spaniard. Hence, most knowledgeable people would agree. I have some Spanish ancestry, but that doesn't make me Spaniard. It makes me mixed or mestizo. Yeah, you're right. The thing is, the reason why I even made this episode is because a lot of brain dead people out there, just because they got 70-some% Spaniard blood or whatever the case is, or a very low percent, high percent, I'm predominantly Spanish. No, shut up. You're not. You're not predominantly Spanish. I'm predominantly Spanish. You're not. Stop. And not predominantly Spanish. Relax. But this is the reason why I made that type of episode. Because just having the blood doesn't. Because if we want to really take it there and talk about having Spanish blood makes you Spaniard, that would mean that Black Americans who have British blood are not Black Americans. They're Britons. Correct? Because 97% of Black Americans are not 100% Black. They have white admixture inside. The lowest percentage is literally like I think it was 5%, the lowest, and the highest was like somewhere around 60-something%. So let's be completely honest. If we want to take it there, we can take it there. But there's a reason why I don't identify with the whole mixed label and stuff like that. And also mestizo, that's not something we should be, agreeing with or whatever the case is. But anyway, moving on to, it's harder than fish grease. Oh, that's hilarious. It's harder than fish grease. I like that name. That's funny. They say, I disagree, bro. Dominican Renaissance is clearly a Spaniard and wouldn't look out of place in Spain. You know what? I 100% agree with you, man. Of course, Dominican Renaissance is Spaniard. He just had really long tan. You know what I mean? It takes some time for the tan to fade away. You know, for some reason, he's just been waiting a couple of years for it to fade away. But it is what it is. What was it? Winnadell says, Rad, you are right that most of the Latinos that do praise the Spanish conquistadors are anti-Black. Yeah, 100%. They are racist as hell, and that's just like my Black Americans and the under-English Black honoring and praising the British colonizers. 100%. That doesn't even make sense if they do. You know, but yeah, 100%. And the thing, the biggest thing that I made in that episode, the biggest thing that I pointed to was that it only happens to conquered people. This type of mentality only happens to conquered people. That's it. This is the type of mentality that only happens. You do not see white folks who conquered us, Spaniards who conquered us, talking about, well, I got a little bit of native, I'm Hispanic, I'm Latino. No, you don't see that. We're the only ones for some reason. It should make you think. You know what I'm saying? It should really make you think. And Jersey Red says, I would say that so-called divestors and black males who think that they're white, Tommy Sotomayor, for example, okay, are part of the alt-right. And I believe she's referring to what the last clip that I played about Steve Bannon on last week's episode. And yeah, I would agree. I don't know. I never heard Tommy Sotomayor thinking that he was white. Maybe he does. I don't know. But I would agree. Those are the types. Those are the types who say that they're outside the black community and all this other BS. I think those are the types who would be on that type of like, yeah, all right, type of thing, joining those type of organizations, like those little buffoon ass organizations. Yeah, I would definitely agree with you on that. Now, again, if you guys want your comments read for next week, definitely go down, type at episode 165, and I will definitely read your comment for next week. You know what I'm saying? Now, moving on to our first topic. Malcolm X's daughter found dead in Brooklyn. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, I saw this on Twitter, right? And they said that Malcolm X's daughter was found dead. And I'm like, oh, okay. And the title itself, the headline even says, NYPD doesn't suspect nothing suspicious. And I'm like, that's kind of odd to say in a headline. Why would that be the first thing to say? Again, I'm not trying to put, I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to put my Illuminati hat on, I'm not trying to put my tinfoil sombrero on, you know what I mean? But it's just a little weird that, why would they have to specify, it's not suspicious, you know what I mean? Just a little weird, but okay, let's go with that, right? It's not suspicious, all right? The cause of death, they think, I haven't gotten the update, but they think that it was food poisoning. And I said, wait a minute. Oh, I was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that somebody could die from food poisoning? What? I literally read one part of a headline. Listen, all the things that I'm talking about right now, they're gonna be articles linked down below to the website. They literally said that the cause they believe, they haven't confirmed it, but they believe the cause of death was food poisoning. I'm like, in what world is this ever considered food poisoning? In what world? I'm so baffled right now. How is this considered food poisoning? You feel what I'm saying? That makes no type of sense. Somebody died from food poisoning? When I'm like, wait a minute. When they talk about food poisoning, the first thing I thought of, you know what I mean? Uh-oh, something's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Where's Ice-T at? You know what I'm saying? But it's coincidental that the same day that she passed away is the same day that them brothers got out of jail for wrongful imprisonment for the cause of death to Malcolm X, her father. It's kind of coincidental. I'm not saying there's something that's adding up. It's just coincidental. The same day that they get released is the same day she passes away. I don't know. I don't know if there's any connection towards it, but the last thing I'm gonna do is believe the NYPD. That's the last thing I'm gonna do. The last thing I'm gonna do is believe a government official who were instrumental in having Malcolm X get taken out. Who was instrumental in having Malcolm X assassinated to the point where they were even part of COINTELPRO. the last thing I'm gonna believe is NYPD, who have histories and histories and histories of corruption. That's the last. They're the last people I'm even going to hear. You know what I'm saying? They're the last people. So tell me what you guys think. You know what I'm saying? In the comments down below. Now, moving on to my next topic. Father and daughter armed protest duo. Okay, so since the wave of Kyle Rittenhouse, that suspected white supremacist, and yes, he is a suspected white supremacist. Let me just get into this real quick. A lot of people have been coming at me talking about Kyle Rittenhouse. He's not a white supremacist. How is he not a white supremacist? By this picture right here, him throwing up the white supremacist gang symbol. I could care less what y'all say. Oh, that's just the okay. Stop it. All right, stop it. This picture right here proves everything. I'm not gonna let y'all get away with it. This picture proves that he is a suspected white supremacist. That gang symbol right there has been associated and has been proven to be a part of white supremacy. Richard Spencer, part of the alt-right, who is a white supremacist, even admitted to that symbol being part of their white supremacist code. So let's cut the BS. All right, they admitted it. It is what it is. Cut the BS. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, because that white supremacist got off, right? And it's been going crazy because the laws, again, another example, that the laws don't match. The laws don't match the type of people who are being incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? There's no equal justice treatment under the law when it comes to white and non-white. This has been going on for however long. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that because this has been such a big hot button issue, hot button topic, right? It took it upon a father and a daughter took it upon themselves to protect the protesters. There's pictures of protesters in Kenosha walking around, and it's a black father and a black daughter with AR-15s walking around protecting the protesters, and rightfully so. I'm gonna give them a huge round of applause. You know what I'm saying? Give them a Marco. You feel me? Because when these little white supremacists come out of nowhere and think it's okay to just start shooting up the place, no. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter what happened. The whole point is that these people went there to protect protesters. Mind you, Kyle Rittenhouse was the only one that shot people. How come his buddy didn't do it? How come all the other people didn't do it? You know what I'm saying? Kyle was the only one because he was looking for trouble. That's why. He was looking for trouble. That's why he was the only one that shot. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. Now there's going to be people armed. And the good people on the good side that are protesting for injustice, who are protesting for not people going crazy, setting things on fire. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who are sick and tired of the system of white supremacy. Those are the ones that needs to be protected. You know why? Because the Kyle Rittenhouses of the world see us, see the people who are counter-racist, see the ones that go against white supremacy as targets. They see us as the opposition. They see us as somebody that should not be there, because you know why? They want to maintain the system of white supremacy. They want to maintain the system of white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going in, son. I'm going in. But it's true. They want to protect the system of white supremacy. So any little chance they get, they'll get their joint clocked and go in a spree. You know what I'm saying? They'll go up in a spree. And it's been proven. It's been proven. Dylan Roof, the dude from New Zealand, it's been proven. It's been proven. So yes, a father and by the way, for the people who talk about where the good black men at, where the good black fathers, Isn't this a perfect example of a good black father? You know what I'm saying? Isn't this a perfect example? Isn't this a perfect example of a man teaching his daughter the ways how a man should be? You know what I'm saying? I think it's a perfect example. And I think it's something beneficial because now it's set a precedent, you know? I don't want to hear nobody talk about that girl who is 17, I believe. 16 or 17, I believe. Who is 16 or 17, between there. I don't want to hear nobody talk about that girl has no right having a gun. Because if that's the case, then that means you should have felt that same way for Kyle Rittenhouse. He was 17 with a gun. Yeah, but y'all made excuses for that, right? Y'all made excuses for that. If y'all getting mad, saying that, oh man, they're protecting the this and this and this and this and this and all this other stuff, and she's only a minor, y'all should feel the same way for Kyle Rittenhouse. And on top of that, where's Kyle Rittenhouse now? Him and his friends ain't out there. The people protecting the protesters are. They're strapped. It seems to me that these white supremacists, they like soft targets, and they only prey on the fact that these individuals who they prey on are not armed like them. Because if they were armed like them, none of this would have ever occurred. None of this would have ever happened. And I stand by it. I 1000% stand by it because I understand white supremacy. I'm pretty much an expert on this whole thing. I'm still learning a lot, but I'm pretty much an expert on this whole thing. That's what they look for. They look for soft targets. But for some reason, when that soft target has a toddler-sized gun, you know what I'm saying? it looked like 2 6-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? Right next to them. When they got all that, they ain't clocking that joint back, you know what I mean? Because guess what? We're gonna definitely do that back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, shorty's walking around here with a joint bigger than Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? And you don't see them coming out. And it's a little weird. It kind of goes against that whole supremacy of theirs, right? It goes against the whole, like, oh, it's our land, as I was writing, all this other, kind of goes against that whole thing, right? You know what I mean? I thought y'all was big and bad. What's going on? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Now, moving on to my next topic, the white supremacist lawsuit. Oh my God. So a judge awarded the family and some of the people who were involved in that massive hit and run by those white supremacists up in Charlottesville. The judge awarded them $25 million. Good God. Jesus Christ. And you hear this and you're like, whoa, that's crazy. They gotta pay this Richard Spencer and all them little, you know, white supremacists. You know what I'm saying? The whole Unite the Right thing and all this other stuff, right? And right now they're copping pleas. And the thing is, these dummies, right? When you actually see some of the footage in the courtroom, these dummies literally thought, I'm gonna say this one more time. These dummies literally thought it was a good idea to represent themselves. Okay. They literally thought it was a good idea to represent themselves. In the majority of the court proceedings, there's a bunch of contradictions. There's a bunch of racist rhetoric and them saying, no, this is not racist. This is what I say. Obviously, it's racist, right? Racist rhetoric, a bunch of anti-Semitic things. And they think that they're actually doing a good job. if you guys see this, if you guys see the footage, it's like a couple of, I'm telling you, it's a couple of hours. There's somebody on YouTube that mashed it all up together. It's actually kind of hilarious. These people look methed out. They don't look right in the head. Majority of their facts that they're bringing in with no tangible evidence whatsoever is all conspiracy theories. Talking about one of the people that were suing these white supremacists. These people were saying they're part of Antifa, which there's no cooperation for that whatsoever. Like, they just said that and thought that they would just run with it. You know what I mean? That makes no sense. So that didn't add up. And on top of that, there was a bunch of contradiction throughout the whole thing. It was stupid. And I'm like, who the hell will allow something like this? At least have proper representation. But who the hell is going to represent somebody who thinks that almost everybody up in that protest, anti-protest, who were going and fighting against racism was, oh no, this is not real. This is, oh, they were paid because they don't think that people naturally don't want racists around. You guys get it? It makes no sense. To them, they think that racism is okay, but they're getting paid in order to go to the anti. I understand manufactured opposition. I get it. I totally understand it. But when it's implied in a situation like this, I don't think people are just gonna be like, well, you know what? I actually agree with the protesters. I actually agree with the Unite the Right thing. But you know what? Because you're paying me so much, I'm gonna go against it. No, I believe that there was people. There were probably some manufacturers. I don't know, but that can't be proven. But I bet you there was people that were like, no, this is some racist BS. I'm not gonna go for this. Y'all feel me? It's really weird. It's really weird. Some of the arguments that these people were making, it just didn't even add up. It didn't even make sense. I'm like, I started to take a step back, and I'm like, these are the people who basically, these are the people who is victimizing us? A bunch of dummies? These are the people? These are the people that would skip me in the line to get more benefits and have me have some trickle down benefit. You know what I'm saying? These are the people, and these are the same ones complain. First of all, I heard this Paul Mooney joke one time, and I've always repeated it. Shout out to Paul Mooney. And mind you, part of the arguments in that courtroom was, I'm poor, I can't be a racist because I'm poor, the system's against me, and all this other stuff, right? And I'm gonna make an episode on that, but let me just focus on this. And I started laughing because there was a Paul Mooney joke, and he said he doesn't give money to homeless white people. He actually cries when he sees homeless white people. And like the crowd goes like, wow, what? That makes no sense. Why you cry? He's like, because I see them and I think, what a waste of white skin. God. You know what I'm saying? He could have done everything. Everything. Well, I'm gonna give myself a little, give myself a little laugh. He could have got himself so many benefits. He got himself so many privileges and all of that. And he still is broken. But what? His ancestors must be turning in their graves right now. Talking about, yo, we beat these little brownies, these little black folks, and all that other stuff for you to be broke. What? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, and it's true. To be honest, I don't give money to the homeless white folks. They can get out of that situation anytime they want. I'm gonna keep it real. That's true. Homeless white folks can get out of that situation anytime they want. Let's stop. I'm not even gonna. I said stories about it before, but yeah. Tell me what you guys think about that lawsuit. It's insane. You know, I heard Richard Spencer is basically yelling, saying that that's not true. I don't get no benefits. I don't get this. I don't get that, and all this other stuff. Tell me what y'all think in the comments down below. Now, moving on to our final topic. I want to break down more history of Black and Brown unity. All right, I want to just give you guys an historical centerpiece of Black and Brown unity. Right. So, ever since I started this whole Black and Brown unity campaign, talking points and all this other stuff, a lot of people have been very critical of me and pointed out certain aspects of the Black community, saying, well, this is the people that you want to defend and all this other stuff. Like, those one small individuals represent the Black community. The same way how Black folks say we shouldn't unite with y'all, and they point out at one or two Latin folk that don't represent the whole community, right? So I wanted to go to some historical facts about it, and so we could, so we could learn together, right? Everything you guys could verify and go and figure it out, right? So in the beginning, I want to go back during slavery. Mexico, right, was a safe haven, which is a bunch of Latin folks, was a safe haven for runaway slaves. And it was under the direction of the Black president up in there. But a bunch of Mexicans were in favor of it because they were being systematically victimized by the same people that were enslaving Black folks. So they were in favor of it. They were like, yeah, we're not gonna take this, and yeah, if you're Black and you are a slave, come to Mexico and we'll protect you. There was a unity there. There was actually a big brotherhood there. When people fought within those times, it was Latin folks and Black folks fighting together against white supremacists, against the Spanish. That's basically the Spanish. So, and the thing is that I find it funny because of this history, how some Mexicans, will go and play on some racism, thinking that's cool. You're a disappointment to your own ancestors who wouldn't be down with that. You know what I'm saying? Your ancestors will be turning in their graves, just knowing that. Because they fought in order to end racism, and you're just promoting it. It is what it is. But just don't get, the thing is, a lot of Latin people fall for the trap of small benefits that white supremacy gives us in order to harm Black folks. We fall into that small little trap, but we got to remember that we're still in the subjugation of white supremacy, so we can't just thinking that we're better than somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, even the Seminoles were known to be up in Mexico, and Mexico was protecting the Seminoles, and the Seminoles were protecting Mexico within the border, la frontera. You know what I mean? But Mexico was pretty much was a land of freedom for colored people. A bunch of Black slaves went in there, and Mexico protected them. That is one example. Now let's fast forward to the 60s, right? Arturo Schomburg, who is a Puerto Rican, and the person who basically laid the foundation for all the Black leaders that were very prominent within history. A Latino did that. A Latino. I'm not gonna sit here and say Afro-Latino. I'm gonna say Latino. And by the way, the people just be like, well, Latinos could be white. No. I don't add white. I don't add Anglo into the whole Latino thing. They're Anglo. They're white. They're their own thing. It is what it is. When I say Latinos, I'm talking about Black and brown. That's it. Let's move forward. So, a Latino did this. A Latino is the reason why there's so many, this woke movement this open your third eye, brother movement. A Latino did that. Arturo Schomburg was a Puerto Rican who founded the Schomburg Library up in Harlem. A Latino did that. A Latino was the foundation for all these other movements out here. You know what I'm saying? All these little woke movements, all the Sinettas and the Brother Polites and the, Umar Johnson, they wouldn't be there if it wasn't for a Latino. To actually get historical African evidence, to get African artifacts and put them together in a digestible form, in a place where you can find everything that you need, that's powerful. That's powerful right there. That's powerful right there. And the Schomburg Library doesn't only go to just African history, it also goes to Native history. That's powerful. A Latino did that. A Latino did that. So when we see folks out here talking about what have a Latino did for the community and all that other stuff, remind them, well, you weren't being wearing that dashiki talking about all that third eye stuff if it wasn't for a Latino. You know what I'm saying? That we gotta keep it real. I'm not trying to boast. I'm just saying there's some people that be a little extra. We just gotta be real. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta be real. The second one is Fidel Castro. For those who don't know, Fidel Castro visited Malcolm X. They came together. They even said that Fidel Castro walked them around, taught them about guerrilla warfare, and that's the reason why he started moving a little militant or whatever. So he was opening his third eye, as some would say. And Fidel Castro also ended racism within Cuba, within that country, and also he wanted Black Americans to come to Cuba and learn a doctorate for free. You know who stopped that? You guys want to guess who stopped that? America did. America made a entry fee, basically, you're gonna have to pass a test in order to go to Cuba for that, which makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Cuba was literally giving Black Americans, only Black Americans, a free college pass to become a doctor. Literally, and America stopped that. Basically, white supremacy. Basically stopped that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Another person that is very prominent in Black and Brown unity is Pedro Albizu Campos. He's pretty much known as the Puerto Rican Malcolm X up in Puerto Rico. There's no historical facts that they actually met. There's no historical records that they actually interacted with each other, but they pretty much were around in the same time. Pretty much died within the same year also, which is kind of weird. They both got assassinated within that same year. But Arturo Albizu Campos, he was a liberation for Puerto Rico. He was a very prominent figure within the Puerto Rican movement, and was also very close to Marcus Garvey. And also, he was very prominent in the whole Black and Brown unity, coming together. You know what I'm saying? The next one for Black and Brown unity is Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton made the Rainbow Coalition, meaning having whites and Latin people together in one banner, talking about, and having the Rainbow Coalition. Which Black and Latin people were already together. It was the Young Lords in Chicago, Fred Hampton, the Black Panthers in Chicago. There was Latin members in the Black Panthers. There was Black members in the Young Lords. So they were pretty much already together. The only thing is they didn't officially on paper unite. You know what I'm saying? The way it was supposed to be down. So that right there is an example of Black and Brown unity. Because of that, they actually started doing things for the community. They started feeding the community, cleaning the community. They started to actually rehabilitate the community. They started to actually get people from poverty and get them back in an economic standing. That's what the Rainbow Coalition did with the help of Fred Hampton. Another example of black and brown unity. Another example of black and brown unity is the Black Panthers and the Young Lords. Pretty much they're synonymous and they're pretty much the same. They pretty much did the same thing. The only thing is the Young Lords pretty much was a very short-lived organization compared to the Black Panthers, but their members pretty much mixed and matched. They also gave free lunch to people, black and brown people. They gave free education to people, black and brown people. They helped clean up the communities, black and brown communities. They actually also gave jobs to the communities, black and brown communities. This is what another example of black and brown unity is. The Black Panthers and the Young Lords. You know what I'm saying? And the last example, which is my favorite, by the way, it's my absolute favorite, by the way, Carlos Cooks. I know a lot of people don't know who Carlos Cooks is, but let me just break it down. Carlos Cooks is a more radical than Garvey, because he was a lieutenant for Marcus Garvey. He was more radical than Garvey to the point that Garvey had to get him out and not make him attend certain speaking arrangements because he was that radical. Carlos Cooks was a Dominican who was part of the Black nationalist movement. And this is my favorite part. Carlos Cooks was the key instrumental figure that coined "Buy Black." He is the one, Dominican Latino is the main reason and the one who coined that term "Buy Black." You know what I'm saying? He was a very big instrumental figure into inspiring Malcolm X, helped Malcolm X out. Also, he was a huge figure within the Harlem Renaissance era. He orchestrated a bunch of united efforts to help out the community, and he was extremely militant. For God knows, I have no idea why he's left out of history, but this is a very good example of black and brown unity. I'm telling you, there's pictures of this brother and you see the militancy coming out of him. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually pretty nice to see. You know what I mean? Carlos Cooks, the Dominican brother, shout out to him. He's the one that coined "Buy Black," which is actually pretty impressive. I wasn't even aware of that. But anyway, that's pretty much the end of this episode. I know it's a very short episode. I wanted to give it to you guys, so you guys could go back into the week and start working again, and hopefully it's not that bad until the next vacation day or whatever. But remember, around December, the 2 weeks of December, I'm not going to be putting out a new episode, so remember that. It's going to be just filler episodes, just episodes of interviews and stuff until I come back for the New Year's, and that's when you'll get new stuff. You know what I mean? But with that being said, remember, guys, like, share, subscribe, share it to your friends, give it to them, give it to your baby moms, give it to your enemies. Let them get woke. Let's get all woke together. You know what I mean? Also, rate me 5 stars on the podcast section of the app, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the same name, radical_Latino_. If you want to donate, Cash App $Radical Latino, or go to my website, radicallatino.com, and donate to your boy. So I'm going to leave you guys with my 2 favorite quotes. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees, and if black and brown unity doesn't happen within my lifetime, I might not change the world, but I might inspire the mind that will. With that being said, I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace.